Good. Good follow. It's exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, so Trish arrives to the head with a return action from Lily, giving Trish 2 points. Scores now 4-2. Fighters ready and fight. Break. All right, we have a concession from Trish, so we are going to award 1 point to Lily. The score is now 4-3. Fighters ready.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Fight. Break.
Bring that hand in.
I saw a clean hit to the hand from Trish. Scores now 6-2-3. And fighters ready and fight.
That's it. That's it.
Break. So, we saw a hit first from Lily onto Trish with an immediate return action. That gives Lily 1 point. Score is now 4-6. Fighters ready and fight. Break. Lily arrives first to the hand with a return action from Trish. That is 1 point. Score is now 5-6. Fighters ready and fight.
Ooh, see?
Break.
Good job.
Alright, Trish arrives first to the head with a return
that's
action
very
from
important.
Lily.
That's kind of a
That
lead
is
is to
2 points, making it
right back
8-5.
for this league. That way we don't get the full point. Good job, ladies. Hey, what's up, everybody? You are watching and listening to a brand new episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. With me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and my co-host, Rebellious D and Trav. How you fellas doing today?
We're chilling. Thanks for the introduction.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the introduction. You get him, Trav.
Hey, I made sure that I did it this
it's not
time.
he got yelled at.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You know, sometimes it's like we get guests up here and I get really hyped and I get really happy. So please forgive me for, forgetting to introduce you guys. Is all forgiven?
No,
We'll see.
no,
We'll
we
see
need like
about
3
it.
more episodes.
Oh my God.
You get a good check for today.
Man, you
So,
got me crying, man. I'm real upset.
No, I see you're crying right now.
That's right, man. I'm upset with you.
Hey, bro. I'll get you a new comic book. Would that help?
No, but
What if
Trav,
it's
tell him it's
JoJo's
got
Bizarre Adventure?
Bottom shelf.
So joining us on today's episode is Miss Lily Lammers. How are you doing today, Lily?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing awesome. Thank you for joining us on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So before we get into the interview, everybody that's watching this video, please make sure that you like it, you subscribe to our channel, and you hit that bell button so that way whenever we have a new video, you're always notified when we have new content on the channel. So if everybody's ready, let's go ahead and get into today's episode.
bro, you
I
did
see
something to
Trav's
my
cleaning
eyes.
up. I see Trav's
my
cleaning up.
eyes,
Lily
bro.
just
I
took
don't know
her
what
sip.
happened.
Hey, Trav, it must be his stand ability.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is
know
my
what it
stand.
is.
Oh, Lord.
I need
So,
my
yeah,
eye
let's go.
drops, man.
Let's go
Yeah,
ahead and roll into it once Trav is ready.
Oh, I was born ready, man.
Okay, I see. So Lily, thank you again for joining us. I'm happy that you answered my DMs when I slid into them. And I appreciate you joining us today. So let's get to the nitty gritty. Tell everybody, who is Lily Lammers? Give us your origin story.
Yeah. Wait, should I do like an overview first or just origin story?
Well, when we had Bo Billingsley up here, Bo, he took us all the way back to the
He gave us the last 60 years of his life. So,
Wow.
Yeah, if you just want to, just start.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, start where you feel comfortable with. Yes.
In a log cabin 60 years ago.
That's right.
Whatever.
Hey, real talk. I love it when everybody starts off where it's just like, oh, I came from space, or I was in a ship in the ocean. So yeah, I love it. I love the log cabin.
Yeah. So I was born in Los Angeles and grew up around Los Angeles, which is pretty boring, and still live in Los Angeles.
That's fine, because we're all born and raised and still live in the same place.
Yeah.
So
I was just about to say that, Trav.
And our place is way more boring than Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
LA and Virginia.
Except for the traffic.
Yes.
That's traffic. Oh, that's traffic.
I actually live right outside of Los Angeles in this town called Santa Clarita, which is like where CalArts and Six Flags are. Six Flags
Oh,
Mountain.
wow.
And it sounds very exciting. It's not. It's like a picture perfect suburb where everything looks like it is from the 1950s.
Oh, so we got a little WandaVision going on. Is what you're saying.
Exactly. And sort of the ideals. Though it's changing. I'm really glad it's changing. But I grew up there. My parents both work in the film industry.
Nice.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
cool.
My dad worked for the Academy and worked on a screenplay writing contest, like the Academy that does the Oscars.
Oh, wow.
So I grew up going to the Oscars, which always sounds like a big brag, but it was, yeah. I only went like 3 times.
That's crazy. Paul's gonna freak out.
Yep. He might.
And then my mom worked for the Writers Guild Foundation Library, as well as eventually the Academy's library. So I kind of grew up surrounded by all this.
Wow.
And my parents always told me, do not go into the entertainment industry.
And you did not listen.
Nope.
Yeah.
That is
And
what,
here
that
you
is what
are.
kids do. We do not listen to what our parents tell us to do.
I mean, I think they've said, like, the proof is, like, if you are ready to make it in this industry, like, if it is really the thing you're going to do, you won't listen.
Right, it's true.
That's right.
Yeah, and
Yep.
because of that, I didn't do, like, any theater or anything growing up because I wasn't allowed to.
Dang.
Dang.
It's like growing up in a very religious home, and it's like, I better not catch you listening to that type of music, or you better not be watching that type of show on TV.
Mhm.
Well, I was allowed to do if it was, like, did not interfere with my academics, which I think a lot of people have that sort of.
Yeah.
And then in
course.
high school, I kind of stumbled upon voice acting as a thing that you could do, because I would see like people doing fan dubs online and things like that. And then I was like, oh, yeah, this is a job. So I started practicing alone in my bedroom with like a garage band, like with garage band, but also like a rock band microphone.
Jeez.
And I would
nice.
just do like impressions of Danganronpa characters or whatever.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Paul's gonna fall in love because this man still uses a rock band microphone for his podcast.
Hold on. Are you
Wow.
serious?
When
Really?
when we first started Oscar Worsties, he was using a rock band.
They're like decent-ish.
It's decent-ish.
Yeah.
What's
like-
crazy, man, is like I have my my little cubby hole with all of like my video game accessories and stuff. Like video game accessories I don't use anymore. And like the first thing that I can literally see right now is my rock band microphone. And I thought to myself, I was just like, can I use this to record a podcast interview with? And I thought to myself, I was just like, Trav is probably going to tell me no.
Oh, yeah.
I made Paul get a new one eventually.
Yeah.
So
I would
you
also
know.
have to
Mhm. Go ahead.
It was also specifically, I say rock band just because that is easier. But it was a High School Musical 2 Sing It microphone,
Wow.
specifically for the High School Musical karaoke game.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, practice is practice. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, and eventually I bugged my parents for long enough that we had a family friend who worked as a voice director and sound engineer on some things.
Mhm.
And so he introduced me to my voice coach, my first voice coach, which was Julie Madalena Kluwer, who's worked on like a lot of things like Monster High and Ever After High. And she's
Nice.
directing a lot of dubs right now for anime. Like I think she did Grand Blue, and she did the Dragon Ball, but they have an Asian English dub, which is different than the English dub they have for Funimation. And she did stuff like that. And that honestly, once I started those lessons, I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I have to do. This is what I have to keep going for. And so that was when I was in high school. after that, I started applying for colleges and specifically looking for things that I could kind of do voice acting, but do more theater work, because I think the thing every voice actor is told, 90% of it is acting, 10% of it is voice.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's the same. You have to get into the role regardless. So if you can't feel it, you can't do it probably, or you might mess up or something. But if you can fall into like different characters and stuff, it's easier that way.
And are you okay, D?
Yeah, what's wrong?
We saw an earthquake just happen on the camera. We want to make sure you're right.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
hey, D, I saw an image in the background too, man. So I mean,
Oh my.
Yeah, the
laptop's trying
sinister
to start
guy
a
just
scan.
walked right behind you.
I hope not.
it was Michael.
What was his name?
Lily.
Boogie or something like that? What
Yeah,
was
Oogie
that guy?
Boogie. Or,
Oh,
not
no,
Oogie Boogie.
good.
You got me
What
saying Oogie Boogie.
Yeah,
Alright,
what
it was Boogie.
It was
And
Boogie.
Lily,
Boogie.
just to let you know, Michael is our arch nemesis. So if you ever hear Michael come up, just to let you know, back in December, we helped save the world. We helped save Christmas. Santa Claus came to us personally and asked us to help him because Michael was trying to ruin Christmas for all of the boys and girls all over the world. So if you had a
so
nice
much for
Christmas
saving
this year,
Christmas.
you
You're
can thank him.
welcome.
I had a very good one. I got this necklace for Christmas.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey, guys, we did it.
Guys.
We did it.
We did it.
Hey, you get another check mark.
That's right.
Good job, Banks.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, continue, Lily. We love to snowball up here a lot too.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Sorry.
That's what we do.
Yeah, but I ended up going to Mills College, which is a really, really small women's college in the Bay Area in Oakland.
Okay.
So I spent 4 years in Oakland, and I also, in that time, studying at the American Conservatory Theater, which is in San Francisco. So I got to have Mills is funny because a lot of people go to theater school and they're like, we're gonna do Romeo and Juliet, we're gonna do Bye Bye Birdie, we're gonna do all the classics. Those are just random names. Those are not the classics, really. But you know what I mean, like a traditional musical. We were like, we're gonna do documentary theater about the Oakland housing crisis.
There you go.
Yeah, and it was really cool. But it was not what I expected when I was gonna go to acting school.
So Lily, when you got in and started doing that stuff, were you nervous at all, or did you feel natural with being around that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's like I think I've always wanted to do acting, so it definitely felt like a lot more natural than like studying things that I had studied in high school and stuff like that. Like it felt more natural than chemistry, for example.
Yeah.
But I also always felt this feeling that I was like behind everyone and I had to run to catch up because everyone was like, oh yeah, so I did community theater for 6 years or whatever. And I was like, I've never done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been interesting to be around those kinds of people.
But the real question is, did you meet E40?
That's what I wanted to know. She said,
Oh, hey.
Oakland.
You're right, Trav.
No.
It's like it's funny because when I was reading up on you and I had saw Oakland, I was just thinking, like what Trav just said, did you meet Eat 40? Because that's the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? So
I love the Bay Area. I miss it so much every day. Like if I live in LA because that's where I have to live for work. If I could live anywhere in the world, that was in America, I guess. I haven't experienced anywhere else, but I would choose the Bay Area and Oakland. I love it a lot.
Nice. So you got into voice acting. I love your origin story. It was a really cool one. You grew up with parents that were in the entertainment industry, and then you ended up choosing your own destiny and getting into the entertainment industry yourself. So that's really cool. And I just wanted to ask you, with voice acting and growing up, like what were some of your favorite cartoons or animes that you were into that kind of inspired you to say, hey, I really want to get into this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone has the same answers
Oh no.
for voice actors for these. Because I think, growing up, there weren't as many voice actors just in general around. It was the same people always.
Yep,
and of course, I loved watching, Tara Strong and Great Delisle and stuff like that. But which I think are the obvious answers. I have a lot more voice actors that I like now than I did when I was a kid. Because I think as a kid, you don't really know it. But I loved... everyone, I loved Avatar: Last Airbender.
Oh yeah, that was
nice.
Everyone
nice.
did.
I just finished it last year for the first time.
For the
I
first
watched
time.
it while airing. I remember some episodes like leaked in Canada, and my brother got them on YouTube. So I would tell all the school, like kids in school, that Zuko turned to the good side, and they didn't believe me.
Hey,
That's a good one.
She had the
It's funny.
spoilers.
It's
Mhm.
funny
I know.
because it's kind of like when we were kids, and you got to think Dragon Ball Z was already over in Japan. So whenever you would find something out online, like I remember somebody had told me that Trunks was Vegeta's son and Bulma was his mom, and I was just like, Vegeta and Bulma, they don't get together. Like that doesn't even make any sense. And we were still in the Frieza saga when somebody told me this. So it's like I get what you mean, where it's just like you saw the stuff on YouTube and it was spoiled. Like you spoiled it for people.
Mhm. Yeah, in terms of, I guess I'll list a few more Western animation before I move on to anime. Like, I liked My Life as a Teenage Robot a lot.
Oh, hell
Classic.
I think the art style in that is really good.
Mhm.
I loved, like, Disney movies. Weird one that I liked is Meet the Robinsons. I think it's really underrated.
It
It
is
is.
underrated.
Highly
It-
underrated.
but-
I haven't heard
makes me
that in a
cry.
long time.
I think it's just a very sweet story, and it's impressive because it was one of their earlier 3D movies
Yeah.
for Disney. For anime, I am obsessed with The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Dude, so I had the whole collection in my what is that called? Bookshelf.
Oh, I do too. I have the novels, the manga, the Haruhi-chan manga, the Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan manga, the Koizumi
I
and
got all that. I
Kyon.
just got the DVDs.
I have the DVDs. Then I have the Kyon and Koizumi anthology, the anthology they did in terms of the anniversary.
Wow. You got
I
a
mean, they got a
collection.
competition. Damn.
Yeah,
You
that's
got a
like-
collection.
Yeah, hey, Trav, she beat you. It's like
I have a
Trav was
Haruhi
like,
cosplay. I have a Haruhi Mikuru and Yuki stuffed animals and figures. I have a Yuki Nagato pillow.
I love the nerdom going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
do
top
too.
5. Is that one of your top 5s?
Oh, it's my top one.
I would hope so.
Yeah, after everything she has to say,
If it's not, I don't even want to know what is there of the top 5.
Yeah, it was like
Mhm.
I discovered that anime in high school, and I went through like a really rough time in high school. And watching, it's a very silly anime, but I think it also
Mhm.
really
Oh yeah.
approaches some very tough topics in
Yeah.
the way that it does. Like they
Yeah.
talk about Haruhi, like you think she's just like this fun Genki girl. Koizumi talks about the fact that he never thought he'd see her laugh again.
Mhm.
And I'm like, whoa, okay, anime, let's go there.
Kind of dark.
yeah.
Yeah.
So question real quick, if you don't mind explaining, can you explain what the anime is about to our viewers
yeah,
and listeners
sorry.
that don't know what it is? Thank you. No, you're fine. You're
I
fine.
forget that it used to be a classic and now it is no longer a classic. It's also one of the anime that made me want to become a voice actor. So,
Nice.
but it's The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, or Suzumiya Haruhi no Yutsu, is about a girl named Haruhi Suzumiya, as you might have guessed.
Yeah, right.
And she is obsessed with finding aliens, time travelers, and espers and having fun with them. Espers are psychics. And
Sick.
the thing about it is, and that what everyone else knows that Haruhi doesn't know, is that she's basically God.
Oh wow.
And she can affect the entire world. She can end the world at any moment if she gets upset, which is why they have to keep like a control of her emotions. And this one boy, Kyon, is like involved in it, and he's the only normal human around her. She's surrounded by aliens, time travelers, and espers, but she can't know it. And he has to make sure that Haruhi doesn't fall apart. So there's lots of comedy, but then there's also very serious moments as well. And then there's romance too.
You know, it kind of reminds me of WandaVision, where it's like
Yeah.
everybody knows except Vision. Or
Right.
Mhm.
it makes me think about that song, Scotty Doesn't Know. I don't know
Scotty
why.
doesn't
He
know.
doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know.
We ain't going there.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
So,
But- yeah.
something that I had saw listed under your special skills is that you are a lightsaber combatant.
Yes.
So,
Do I
Tell
have
us,
one in
like-
here? No.
oh, I thought you was about to pull it out. Like we had a,
I think
we
it's
had a,
bad. Yeah.
we had a guest up here, Mr. Danny Kramer. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Ahsoka.
Soka. Hey, look, she's doing it. She's doing it.
Ah.
Yeah, it's cool. Like you're the second guest that we've had up here where it's like you pulled out your collectibles and whatnot. Because when we had Danny up here, he just kept on pulling them out, showing us stuff.
Yeah.
That
What were you calling him, Banks?
Huh?
Yeah,
What
with
were you
the
calling
bag?
him?
Something with the
Oh
bag.
yeah. Oh, I called him Bag and Sag and Danny.
Bag and
from,
Sag and Danny.
Because it's like he just kept on, and like he told us, like he pulled out the Switch, he pulled out all the Pokemon stuff, and I was just like, bro, like this is awesome. So
yeah, it was.
I appreciate you pulling out all of your stuff and showing everybody that's going to be watching this on YouTube. It kind of makes me want to get up and grab my Rock Band microphone, but I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it over there to the side. It's just
we're going to need something a little bit cooler, dude.
Yeah.
The Rock Band mic.
Yeah, the Rock Band. but back to the lightsaber stuff. Like, how did you get into that? Because I've heard, like, one of my friends, he did it before, but then he got out of it because he said that it is something that is very challenging. So how did you get into that? Obviously, you're a Star Wars fan. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, just seeing everything. But yeah, tell us, how did you get into that?
So, I was home from college for one winter, and I'm like on my comic book store's mailing list, Brave New World. If you ever want to check it out in Santa Clarita, they're really awesome.
Plug.
And they had like this Geek Girls program that they used to do to get more girls involved in comics and create like a safe space for girls in comics. Because a lot of when I entered one of the first comic book stores I ever entered, I did not feel welcome.
Right.
Yeah.
But at Brave New World, I always felt welcome. But they had, they're like, lightsaber dueling event. Learn how to be a Jedi. I was like, oh, okay, I'll go. And I was just home for the winter for holidays, and I went to this thing at Light Force Academy, which you can also look up. It's really great. And I just did a workshop with them, and I was just like, okay, I really, really want to do this because I did fencing in college. And I wanted to do fencing because I like swords. But fencing is very quiet and it's really cool, but it's very delicate.
Yeah.
Lightsabers are not that.
Yeah, it's a lot of clanking and
Clacking. Clinking and clacking.
Yeah, there we go. I was trying to think of another word. Yeah, clanking and clacking.
Yeah. And after that workshop, I started doing some classes with them before I had to go back to school. Then I went back to school, and then I graduated. So when I came back for the summer, I was like, hey, I really want to do this again. And I joined their classes, and I did that up until 2020. And I was like in their program. I did tournaments in February 2020. We had our schools, one of our schools' early tournaments that we did. And I got second place in the women's division, which sounds really impressive. There were 3 people. I almost got first.
Hey, you gotta take somebody out.
Hey, you still came in second place, so that's all.
That's right.
I got a trophy. It's huge.
You don't need
just
to,
remember.
That's what she said.
Just remember, you gotta start somewhere.
You don't need to add that extra tidbit though.
I know.
Just be like, I got second place, and people are like,
Yeah, don't give it away. Yeah.
That's all
I just want to be honest. I did not place it all in the co-ed tournament, but that's because some of the guys are like 6'4".
Yeah.
I'm 5'8". I'm very tall.
Yeah.
You gotta hit those Yoda moves with them.
The other thing is
rolling around.
Star Wars fans are not to be messed with. Some of these guys have been doing it for like 10 years. I had been doing it for less than a year.
Now, is there any video of this?
Probably on their website. I don't know if they have video of me specifically. I could try to find some. It's not as cool as it sounds always.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because
Is it kind of like LARPing? You know, where
it's so
where it's
sports-like.
okay, so when you do it, are you like, do you dress up as a Jedi or a Sith?
No, because then you
wear regular clothes.
There are certain divisions of saber dueling that do that. I believe Saber Legion is all about the costumes.
Okay.
We're more about the sport, which I don't know if you've ever been hit with a lightsaber before, especially a dueling lightsaber.
No,
they're very hard.
I haven't been hit with one, but my brother, he had one when I believe it was when the Phantom Menace came out. He had one, and I used to hit him with it, and he would cry. So I mean, I would take it that it is hard if it used to make him.
Yeah. So we don't wear costumes because we're all wearing like armor.
I got you.
Oh wow!
Sick.
Oh.
So it's like it is like fencing.
It is, yeah, exactly.
And it hurts a lot more than fencing.
On.
Yeah.
We have a fencing mask. Mine is pink.
Yeah. Oh, I heard that.
And then
So we found our Pink Ranger finally.
Hey, yeah,
Pink
dude,
Ranger. Mm-hmm.
we needed a Pink Ranger, and now we have one.
I love pink.
Good.
When I first was buying like all my lightsaber stuff, I was like, should I do something that's like Ahsoka or Ezra themed? And I was like, I want pink though.
One of a kind, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I have like motorcycle armor, like that what you would wear if you got in a motorcycle crash. So it covers my whole thing. And then I have like knee pads and stuff like that and arm pads.
Lily, you have to send me the pictures of this so that way I can use them for your episode.
I will send them.
Thank you, because it's like I have to see this.
Mhm.
I wanted to ask you this because you had just said something about Ahsoka and you showed us the little stuffed Ahsoka that you had.
Yeah.
How did you feel about seeing her on The Mandalorian?
I'm conflicted.
Oh.
I don't
Go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, I'm so excited that Ahsoka is coming to newer audiences, and I hope more people will now watch Clone Wars, and I really hope more people will watch Rebels, because Rebels is actually my favorite Star Wars
yeah.
media
Rebels is
of
really
all
good.
time.
Yeah, that was really good. Yep.
I love Ezra more than I love Ahsoka, which seems evil to say.
I can understand it. I know that there were a lot of fans that really wanted her to play Ahsoka when The Mandalorian came out. But I mean, you can't go wrong with the choice that they made, and I'm mad that I'm having a brain fart. Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Like it's like she played it very well. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I just get messed up because her montrals are so short. She looks like she's 14.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm unfortunately that kind of Star Wars fan who will be like, oh, her montrals on Leku.
Well, I mean, if it's one of your favorite characters, then you're gonna nitpick. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you hear that, Banks?
What?
You know, when Netflix ruins Death Note, I'm allowed to nitpick.
See?
Hey, as soon as they started saying that, like I started thinking about Death Note and your hatred for it. So
See?
I get it.
Yeah,
I
it's
get
just
it.
that sort of thing where I'm like, just watch Star Wars Rebels. It's good.
Yeah, I never got into Star
good.
Wars Rebels. Like I've heard good things about it. I believe doesn't Darth Maul, like that's the first thing that he
Darth
returns
Maul's
on,
so
right?
good in it.
Yeah, so it's something
And
on my
his
list.
brother.
Trav, were you about to say something?
I was gonna
about
say,
to
and his
something.
brother.
Yep, his brother's in it.
His brother's
I was just gonna
he's in
say.
Clone Wars. Savage is not in Rebels.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah,
He's
in. Yeah, yes, he is dead. Because they tried to double team Sidious.
Yeah.
And, he told him how it goes. You know. That's it. I mean,
But if you're looking to get into Rebels, here's my pitch for it, which is imagine Star Wars, but Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And hey, I'm glad that you brought up Avatar: The Last Airbender because it was just announced today that they are going to be doing not a live action. I'm sorry, that was the Fairly Odd Parents live action I saw, but they're doing a new Avatar: The Airbender movie, and they're going to expand on the universe. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'll watch it. I'll see how I feel about it when it comes out. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, because
Like-
they
it's
better
like,
do a good job.
yeah, you know, it's like I just finished watching the series. Excuse me, last year, that and Legend of Korra, and then I know that they were supposed to be having the live action show on Netflix, but the creators of Netflix, they weren't seeing eye to eye, so they left the project. So I'm happy that we're going to be getting new Avatar stuff by the original creators of the series, and I'm looking forward to it. Like all of the news that came out today, like we're getting
Not all the news.
not all the news, but you know, we got the Rugrats Revival.
You can
that's
miss me with that.
What, are you for real?
I don't need no CGI Rugrats.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
glad the voice actors are getting
risky.
work.
Yeah, they got the original voice actors back.
Oh, that is cool. They get a kudos for
I mean,
that.
that's cool, but they look weird.
I don't want
bro.
them. Yeah, I don't want them to mess up one
They
of my
look
classics.
they look
bro.
weird. It's kind
See,
of like
now
when
y'all
they-
scaring me.
It's like when they came out with Mickey Mouse Clubhouse on Disney Junior, and it was like, why they look so weird? This is it. This is it right here for Rugrats, bro.
Well, I know that they said that they're supposed to be a live action Fairly Odd Parents show too, and I know that there was that movie that had came out
Drake
Movie?
Bell.
with Drake Bell.
Drake
Yeah,
Bell.
with Drake in it. I mean, like I'm all for Fairly Odd Parents. You know, I loved it when I was younger, so I'm definitely looking forward to checking out all this stuff. But the only thing is that it's another streaming service that we would
Yeah,
have to
Paramount.
get. But I mean, look how many people have been saying that they want to watch their classic Nick shows. And when we had Bo Billingsley up here, he was talking about Just Jordan and how you can't find it anywhere. So
Oh yeah.
at least now with you know, Nick partnering up with Paramount, and then we're getting Paramount Plus.
They're not partnering up. They own them.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm sorry. Well, they own them. So at least now we'll get these classic Nick shows that we haven't been able to watch in years, because like even on YouTube, you could, type in something and find what you were looking for. But I mean, you can't really find anything. Like only Just Jordan stuff on YouTube is stuff that people recorded on their phones. Like
This dude's obsessed with some Just Jordan.
because I mean, like I thought it was a cool show. What was that, Lily?
My Just Jordan AMV.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to check it out. It was something that I was about to bring up. I had a brain fart. D, you go ahead and say something.
No, I was gonna bring up what our conversation we had earlier about shows that have villains that turn good, and Zuko.
Yeah,
I was just thinking, when we brought up Avatar, but I'm looking forward personally to the new Avatar. I think it'll be fun. They can't go wrong. Now, is this a live action movie?
no, it's gonna be
Animated.
It's gonna be an animated movie.
Okay, so
I
I
thought it was
that.
CGI. I could be wrong though.
It might be. I just
I
know
don't
that
know
they said
if
it's gonna be an
announced that.
animated movie.
I
I
would
think they're also going to do a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay.
I hope that it's traditional artwork. I
Yes.
don't want to CGI Avatar at any capacity. But yeah.
Yeah, M Night's coming back.
Oh God. like for real, should I really avoid watching that movie, because I want to
Yeah,
check it
no.
out.
I
it's
saw
not-
it in theaters.
I saw it in theaters too. It's not
yeah.
as bad as people make it out to be. Like
It
it's
just
not
wasn't what they
good.
wanted.
It's not good, but they act like it's one of the worst movies.
I
of all
think-
time. It's not.
I think it
just
was
very
partly
boring.
it's very flat. And I
Very
think some
flat.
people just disagree with the
Yeah.
casting choices.
Yeah.
When you
So-
could go ahead.
No, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, when you can go out, like at that point, Avatar is pretty popular, and you can afford to get some people that just look the part. I mean, a prime example, Marvel does it all the time, dude. They handpick people that aren't like super successful, like Chris Evans. What was the biggest thing he did before that? For example,
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I was gonna say not another.
okay,
TV.
and
Or
that's
I was
not
gonna
even
say Scotty.
that's not, okay, but those aren't like highly regarded. Well,
Yeah,
Fantastic Four isn't, so yeah. But anyway, I don't want to ramble, but
Hey, Lily gave you that look when you said Fantastic Four.
Well, now
I was saying that it wasn't big. I think that's pretty big.
No,
I
it
mean,
is-
it's not.
But it was considered. It was almost a career killer, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not highly regarded with any Marvel fans. That's all. I mean, I don't crap on the movie. I actually like the
Yeah.
I
casting
like the
choices.
first one.
The first one
Yeah,
is
the first
good,
one
but the
was
second
really
one is just
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah,
remember
Silver
people liking the
Surfer
first
sucks.
one.
yeah. It's no
Yeah,
good.
when we saw the Galactus was a cloud, I was like, come on. Like, it's just, I mean, you got it. It's like, for real talk. I'm happy for people that get into comics and stuff nowadays, and like the comic movies that we're getting, because it's like we're getting really good quality characters and characters that look like how they looked in the comics. Whereas it's like, imagine being us back in 2007. And we hear that Galactus is going to finally be on screen, and it's just a cloud.
It's a
just like,
shadow the
really?
whole time. I was like,
Yeah. And it's like they show his
What about when they
shadow.
gave us Piccolo
Oh, God.
and they crushed our hearts? What about that, Banks?
Oh my God! And then I love how at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Dragon Ball,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
it's like they set it up at a cliffhanger that it's just like
They did.
Piccolo-
Like they're ready to come back.
But yo, for
They
real,
knew it won't be greenlit for another one. Come on.
No.
yeah, I do
No way.
remember that they said that there was supposed to be a sequel to Evolution, but because of how it turned out, like they just went ahead and didn't go with it. But moving along, Lily, I wanted to get back to some more voice acting questions. What was the first voice actor role that you starred in?
I did a lot of like fandubs and original projects when I was a kid, but I don't really count those. So I can't really remember. I think like the first professional role, that's what I'm
There
trying
we
to
go.
think
Yeah,
of.
your first professional one.
I think like I had some that were like in the mid zone where I started getting some things, but I think the one where it felt really real to me was I got to do additional voices for Welcome to Demon School Arumakun, which is an anime on Crunchyroll now if you want to hear me screaming. And I did Walla, which is where you're just background characters. You do like all the screams, the yells, yeah. So I got to be like a girl going,
I was about to say, can we get some examples?
yeah. whoa, what's he doing? You do a lot of things where it's like you want to make sure that it's heard, but that the audience can't hear exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah,
you have
'cause
to be multiple people.
Yeah. It's like, because you don't want to take away from the main characters on the show and whatnot. You just want to be that background character.
It's sort of like choir, like blending.
Yeah. It's kind of like the people at the Max on Saved by the Bell. It's like they're just there. It's like you can hear them talking. You can hear
It's so true.
It's
That's
like
a
you
great
can hear them
example.
talking, but it's like they're not
Such a
screaming.
great example. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard about
But it's also like if they were all gone, the show wouldn't work. So it'd be
For
like
sure.
Irma could be like,
Exactly.
let's start our festival.
No, they did that. I don't know if you guys ever watch Sam and Cat on Nickelodeon, but they go to that restaurant all the time that they go to, their hangout spot, and there's always mad people. And it's like, if they weren't there, though, it would be weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know?
Now,
It's
do you
about
guys
creating that
ever
environment.
like? Do you guys ever watch like a sitcom or something, and like you see people talking in the background, and you're just like, I wonder what are they talking about? Like, are they having
Is
like
it
are they
gossip?
having like a legit conversation?
mean?
Yeah.
It
Something going
depends
on?
on the actor, I can tell you.
Interesting.
Yeah, we've heard stories about people goofing off.
Yeah, people definitely goof off. I try to always keep it because it's possible someone might hear you. I think a lot of it is improv, so I try to always keep it within the tone of the show.
Yeah.
A good director will usually tell you, "Hey, this is what's going on," because we obviously cannot watch the full show while we're working.
Right.
But they'll be like, "Okay, so Asmodeus just came up. He's really hot, so react to that."
Yeah, so I had also saw that you did some work for Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, that was the same sort of work, which is additional voices and Walla. And I did that when I was an intern at that studio, which was really fun.
Nice. So before doing that, like, were you a fan of the series?
I actually did not watch it until I was interning for it, because this was when the show was first coming out English dubbed, I believe.
Okay, cool. What was that, like 2014, right?
Yeah, I think we were maybe on like we were recording for episode 33, 36, around that area.
Okay.
And then I was proofing like episode 20, I think. So I think it was like 2015, 2016. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it does. I was about to say that.
But I had to watch a lot because I worked on it. Because in addition to doing the background voices, because I was an intern, I would like double check that the captions were right, double check that like all the scripts were in order, and make sure all the characters and stuff. And I sat in on a few sessions.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
I love Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
So.
It sounds like a cool experience being
I
able to
should
sit
actually
in.
sit down and watch through it. It's just difficult
It's
when you did
good.
something for work.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
you don't want to
really
make some...
good. Like I just finished it last year. I mean, because
You did a lot of stuff last year, dude.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff I finished. I mean, you got to think we had a lot of time to like actually sit around and watch stuff. Like that's why I finished Korra and Avatar. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter it was definitely one of my favorite animes to finish last year. And Yu Yu Hakusho, it's in my top 5. But Hunter x Hunter, in my opinion, I like it more than Yu Yu Hakusho. And
It is.
so I highly recommend you watch it, Lily, because
it has a really
good.
great dub too.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. All of the voice actors on that show, the actors and the actresses, they all did a phenomenal job up there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In today's world, there's not a whole lot of dubs that I watch that I'm like, this sucks. Like back in the day, like back in the 90s, it could go either way.
Yeah.
Mostly south, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't say all of that.
Now, honestly, like when I'm on the Funimation app, I'll just watch it English dub and not think twice about it, because 9 times out of 10 the dub's like spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like what Lily was saying earlier on in the episode. It's like, you usually had like one person voicing 20 characters on the show. So
You don't bring up that Christopher Sabat like that, huh?
hey, it's funny. It's funny, but it's like
cast.
whenever you think about like somebody that's voicing like 20 to 30 characters on the show, it's always Christopher Sabat. But hey, he's good at what he does though.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how much of a burden is that for him? Like, how hard is that to do, Lily? Something like that.
It depends like on the actor. I think it also depends on the show, I would say. For like example, if you have like a really realistic filmic show where you're doing more film style acting and you can't do like crazy voices,
right?
It's going to be a lot harder because you have to find those areas in your range. Whereas like I had a video game audition where I had to do very realistic, but I had to be multiple characters. Whereas if I had like an anime audition, that's a lot easier because in anime you can have voices like this, and then you can have voices like this. And then you can have voices like this, so you can play like 10 characters.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was super cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
Anime is really over the top. It's so wild. Like, why is everybody over the top?
And I think in Western animation, like you could have that too.
Now, do you think it's just that, like, things like animes, it opens up your range a little bit more than doing something that's like...
I think it's different ranges. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. Because if you're in like a serious situation, like a TV show or something like that, then you obviously can't go outside the box too much.
And I mean, like, it's interesting. Like, I can do, it's also what will the consumer accept as real? And I think you're more willing to accept something like that from an anime.
For sure.
I've had auditions that are like realistic kids. I thought I could do that, and I did the audition. I can't sound 10 anymore. Not realistically. I could do it for anime. But I have a deeper voice, so.
So is it...
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to ask Lily. So when you go in for an audition, is it they give you certain types of characters that they want you to try and do?
Usually you get the specific character, I would say.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask specifically for doing background work. Like,
there's no auditions for that, so.
No, okay, good, okay. Well, that was a short answer.
That's sort of who you know.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Like, I got brought in because first time I was an intern. Then I reached out to the casting director and said, hey, here's my demo reel. And they started sending me auditions, but they're also like, hey, do you want to do some wall work for us? Which is sometimes their way of testing out new actors.
Okay. All right, cool.
Well, we've noticed too, because we've had several voice actors on. Before the bigger roles come, they always do additional voices.
Yeah.
And I guess it's that testing the waters period to see what you can, because they can really listen in on what you did versus once it's all
put together.
What we hear, because it's background stuff, but for them it's not so much. They can really.
And it's also like testing if you're good to work with, I think, too.
Right.
Like, are you super obnoxious? Are you unprofessional? Do you
see how you
things?
take it?
Yeah, well, I'll say, I listened to your demo reel that you had on your Twitter. And I was telling Trav when I was listening to it, I was just like, man, she has some really good range when it comes to all of the characters that you do. And I mean, we just saw it and we just heard it. For the people that's listening or watching, it's like you're very talented. So I do hope you're welcome. And I do hope that you make it big in the voice acting world, because I know that it can be like a fish in a giant ocean, you know what I'm saying? So
you just butchered it.
I know I messed it up. Isn't it like a fish in a pond? Like,
well, no,
little fish
a big
pond?
a big fish in a little pond.
A big fish in a little pond is saying you're like the quarterback of the high school team. You're a big shot, but it's because you're in a small pool. What Banks was trying to say, was you're the fish in the ocean, where it's like it's this vast stuff.
Isn't that what I said?
I don't know what
it was just your delivery.
It was all coming out. You were second guessing yourself.
Yeah, his ability to
the audition didn't go very well for you, sir.
Yeah, hey, why don't you just throw up a thumbs up and we'll go take two.
Hey, are we on WandaVision now? Should we start from the top?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I saw that you did some voiceover work in Genshin Impact.
Yeah, that was really recent.
That's pretty awesome. I know that you're a huge fan of that game. Like, he's been trying to get me to play it. So, like, how was it working on that project?
That was really fun. I was really excited for that because I haven't like I started voice acting right when the pandemic. Well, I started doing professional voice acting right around when the pandemic hit. So it's very hard when you're new to already get connections with studios.
Yeah.
When they only when it's a global pandemic, it's even harder.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I had a friend recommend me to a director, and I was very lucky to get called in just to do some additional voices for it. And I got to do, I think the one that's out is a Female Believer, which is really fun. And it was cool to have like a named character, even if it's not like a name.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty sick.
Name 2.
I'm gonna be looking. I'm
Yeah, I believe she's in the Zao quest. I tried to play, but I got bored.
Yeah. Such a fun game.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's definitely something that I want to check out when I have time.
Yeah, I would.
If
they had it on Switch, I'd be more likely to play it. I'm bad about playing non-Switch games.
Yeah. The only game I'm playing right now is Persona 5, and even with that, like I said, I have to have time to play it because you know we're always editing episodes and stuff like that. So
or falling asleep in the chair.
Falling asleep in the chair. Hey,
this man.
What episode was I editing? There was the Black Lightning review that me and D had did, and I had told him I was just like, I was holding this mouse in my hand, and all of a sudden, like I just dozed off. My glasses came off my face.
This man fell asleep in the chair during the Kingdom Hearts 3 cutscene, just out for the night. I seen him. He been on PlayStation Network for like 12 hours. I'm like, asleep.
No, for real. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I was hyped for Kingdom Hearts, and I was looking forward to it. And I remember I had joined a party with 2 of my friends, and we were all playing it together. And I had got to a cutscene, and like that cutscene was just going on for a long time. And then I passed out. I passed out. And I remember like they said, they was just like, yeah, man, we left the party because you just started snoring in the microphone. Oh man, yeah. It sucks getting old. Oh God. But yeah, man. I wanted to ask you, like, what are some animes that you are currently watching right now? Like, what are some of your favorites?
I'm being terrible, and I haven't been watching anything. Okay. This is going to sound so weird. I'm watching Lost.
Oh wow.
The show?
Oh yeah.
I've never watched it before, so it doesn't sound weird to me.
Nope, me either.
How far are you there?
And it's a good show.
I saw it when I was I grew up watching it.
Okay, yeah,
so
same here.
I definitely know everything that happened.
Okay, yeah, me too.
But I'm on season 5 in my rewatch.
Oh, nice.
How many seasons is that?
6. So
okay. Oh wow.
I'm almost done, so I don't know what I'll do after.
I thought it was longer than that for some odd reason.
Well,
it felt like
But they got the spinoff too.
They don't.
Oh, is there?
They came out with another show. It wasn't a direct spinoff. It was like a connection to like the families that happened, that like the people that got lost, their families or something like that.
I don't know about this.
I just thought it was a longer show. I felt like it was on TV. The original run of it, it just felt like it was on TV for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
they have
6 seasons is
and I know
long,
they have an
though.
app, but
I'm gonna.
I know that there was a Lost video game.
They're like not good.
I mean, like that's. I mean, most TV show video games aren't that good. I mean, like I feel like it's just a cash grab. Like,
absolutely.
I'm pretty sure if they would have came out with a Supernatural game, it's like we would have got it and it would have been bad, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I want to start watching more anime. I'm so busy. Which is a good problem to have. Yeah. But
well, if you want to get into some more anime, I have a couple of recommendations. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. My Hero Academia.
I've watched the first season and I've read a lot of the manga.
How'd you feel about it?
Good deal.
I liked it. I'm a big comics fan, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like My Hero Academia, because it feels like it's the anime version of X-Men in a way. So, but yeah, I mean, like really good story, really good characters. I love it. I'm always singing the songs every day and playing them whenever I get a chance to. I would also recommend Attack on Titan. That's a really good one.
This guy's just naming like the biggest, hottest thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, these are the ones that I like. I mean,
yeah.
He's gonna let him.
I can name drop some other ones like Tiger and Bunny. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
there
I
you go.
don't think I ever got into it, but I think like the one I
it's
want to check
weird.
out is Wonder Egg Priority, which is airing right now.
What's that about?
I don't know. That's why I'm gonna check it out.
What was
But
the
I
name of
believe it's Wonder Egg Priority. My friends keep talking about it. I think it's more in that psychological sort of, which I tend to like stuff like that, like Ikuhara, like A Revolutionary Girl Utena and Mawaru Penguin Drum.
Uh-huh. Well, Lily, one recommendation I have for you is Violet Evergarden.
Yeah. That
Oh, I've been meaning to check that
Yeah,
out.
that
'Cause
one's
I love
really good.
KyoAni.
Yep, you should try that.
Yeah,
It's very good.
yeah, we just did a review on that one. D, he recommended that one to me, and I'll say that when I checked it out, at first I wasn't really feeling it, but it's like as the series continued going on, like I started getting more into it, and I definitely want to check out the 2 specials that came out after the series ended. I will say that I think it would be cool if they do a season 2, but you know how anime is, where it's like, especially Netflix anime, like sometimes they just run for that one season and it kind of ends on a cliffhanger and that's it. Whereas at least with Violet Evergarden, it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. So you get a good ending for the show. So I highly recommend it.
I'm thinking of Netflix anime now. I love Little Witch Academia. That was,
Oh my gosh! So I was gonna bring that up. I'm ready.
So
I'm
I've
ready
already
for
seen all
the
that.
new Little Witch. I'm ready for the new Agretsuko.
Oh yeah, I
Season
haven't
4?
watched season 3 yet.
Oh, season 3, it gets better. It gets better. So good.
Yeah, definitely something that I got to check out as well. Like I've been recommended a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff on my list that I got to watch. Like I still got to watch Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Yeah, hey,
I've just been terrible at watching things in the pandemic. I do have an excuse though. If you want to hear a wild story.
go ahead.
Of
Hey, we're all
course.
Yeah,
for it.
do it. Let's do it.
So this is left out of my bio, but I apparently had chronic appendicitis, which I'm sure you're like, how do you have chronic appendicitis?
Yep.
Which is I had appendicitis for maybe 20 years or more, and they did not find it
Ooh.
until last year.
Wow.
Yeah, so I know
That's
how
never-
it was.
That's
Wait,
never
bro.
nothing that you felt.
I had stomach aches, but they would go away.
Mm.
But last year, I got really, really sick right around March 17th, which is when we went into lockdown and when the COVID kind of scare started. And I had fevers. I had trouble breathing. I couldn't stand up many days. And we were like, oh, so I have COVID. But I got so many negative test results. And then eventually they sent me in for a scan about like 6 months later and discovered it was appendicitis. But I was so sick that I often did not have the mental like capacity to watch things.
Yeah.
Right.
I watched Lost because I had seen it before, and then I watched Rapunzel's Tangled Adventures on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It is. It's really good.
Wow. I'm glad that you're doing better now.
I'm
Yeah.
so much
Hell
better.
yeah.
The appendix is gone, baby.
Good. Pinky's up to that.
Yes. But it was just a weird time.
So another voice acting question that I have for you is, like, how do you keep your voice at a good level, if that makes any sense? Like, I remember I had went to a con one time, and I can't remember which voice actor it was, but he was saying, like, in order to keep his voice at the right level, that it comes with voice acting, that sometimes it's like you have to make sure that you drink plenty of water, or
Do you mean like vocal health overall?
Yes, there we go. Thank you. Yes.
I'm bad about it. I'm taking more classes on it. I try to drink a lot of water. I
Gotta
drink
gargle that lemon juice, girl.
Yeah, I've sometimes done that. I've done like pineapple juice because that also, like, apples are a big thing for getting rid of the acidity. So that's more for getting rid of mouth clicks and like mouth sounds. I have like a tea that is specifically like for singers and for vocal performers that like coats your throat. Some teas are dehydrating, so you have to avoid that. You have to avoid I don't avoid these all the time, but like milk and soda, cold things can freeze up your vocal cords. So if I know I'm going to be recording something that's really difficult, I might avoid those. I did last year have a really, really, really tough audition that had a ton of battle cries, and they were in like deeper, raspier parts. And then the next 2 days, I could not talk.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's definitely something that you want to make sure that you take care of, because I remember he was saying that Like if it's cold outside, then you better just stay inside all day, so that way that you don't.
Or you wear a scarf.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't mess up your voice. I had one more question for you. I don't know. Did you guys have any other questions?
You can go first.
Okay, all right, cool. What are some animes or cartoons that are out right now that you would love to lend your voice to?
Yeah, I have to think again about what's on right now. I would love to be, I think this is obvious, but in any Star Wars property.
Good move.
They are coming out with Bad Batch soon.
Yep.
I would love to be a part of like anything in regards to that, which I won't be, but you know.
Don't say that.
Yeah, you don't know.
I just think the
speak it.
casting they do.
Yeah, speak it into existence. Yeah,
That's right.
Yes,
you never
I will
know.
be in Star Wars. If they want me live action, I'll do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's to say you never know if there is an audition for it. Shoot for the stars.
Trying to think. There's like a lot of, I think more like girls love anime is getting dubbed these days. I'd really love to be in something like that, which I think I forget what it is called. It got announced recently that Funny's doing it, and I would have really loved to be in something like that.
So
yeah,
Good D.
I'm trying. If you name any, I'll tell you. But
He ain't
I'd
gonna
like to
name-
eat anything.
He ain't gonna name nothing but JoJo. So
There's nothing wrong with
JoJo?
JoJo.
I'll be like Jolene.
Oh, so how do you feel about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
I've watched like maybe 2 episodes. I'm not.
realized it was garbage.
Hey, don't disrespect JoJo.
easy, try, let him go.
I have friends who love JoJo. I think my brother loves JoJo. Again, like I said, I'm not a super shonen fan, and I appreciate that it's very campy. It's just not my style of camp.
Oh yeah. Stay right there. Go with that a little longer.
I just looked
No,
at the camera.
I like to watch more shows
So
of
what-
girls.
Ask the follow-up
So-
question, Banks, that you like to ask.
What about One
ahead.
Piece?
How do you feel about One Piece?
How do you feel about One Piece?
I watched the original dub growing up.
For kids.
For kids.
And I said, why is everyone thinking he left it in one place? Because he's just saying he left it in one piece. But I know that's a mistranslation.
Yeah, could be.
But that's about all
Could
I
be.
know.
So Lily, also you study
Yeah.
languages. So do you have a favorite, or what led you to doing that? Is it just for what, like voice acting overall?
I
or?
mean, for voice acting, I think it's not like, it depends. I don't think I'm
Yeah.
ever going to voice act
Okay.
in a foreign language, mostly because I think they will get someone who's fluent in that language and who comes from that background, and I really encourage that.
Yep.
I think it's helpful for understanding like acting in languages,
Mhm.
and especially when
Yep.
you're doing anime, it's so helpful to not have to like jump between the 2 scripts, like jump between the script and the visual. I can just watch the visual and know what they're saying. So that Japanese is probably my favorite language
Oh,
of the
that
ones I've
makes
studied,
sense.
though I studied Spanish, Italian, and
Yeah.
French when I was in school.
Wow.
I'm
Pretty
not very
dope.
good at any of them.
You're 2 clicks away.
Right.
Yeah, you're like. I was about to give you a compliment, but never mind. I was about to say you're 2 clicks away from being a
No.
linguist, but
Oh.
I would like to
Nope.
be. I just
So
do not
you-
at the time.
so if you got dropped into their domains, do you know enough to get
For
around in each
Japanese,
place?
yes. For Spanish, I would say yes. The others,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know Italian's like my accent.
Oh, well, that works. Maybe they'll be willing to
Yes.
help you. Oh, she seems to be lost. Let's help her.
Hey, he
I
said
know the
the
Italian
word.
curse
Yeah.
words.
Yeah, oh, snap.
Oh, well.
like, with you saying that Japanese is your favorite, is that a place that you would love to go to one day? Is Japan?
Yes, I was planning to visit before pandemic, but yeah,
Good
and
old COVID.
before 2019, I was trying to decide if I wanted to be a voice actor or not. I actually got accepted to a program to teach in Japan,
Oh,
in
nice.
Osaka, and I was gonna go do that, and then I was like, something's telling me it's not the right time. And then
Mhm.
2020 happened. I was like, okay, yeah, we're good. I'm glad I'm not in Japan right now.
Yeah.
But they're
good
handling
move.
it better than we are in some ways, but
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to be across and not be able to come back home, you know?
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's sticky situation because I know that a lot of other countries just completely shut everything down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Where
did,
here,
yeah.
that was the main difference. We kind of kept stuff up, and we also let people back in sooner too, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. So, but you're here,
Yeah.
so
You're
It's your
here.
Hey, you're here, and we were
You
able
are.
to do this interview with you today. So,
Correct.
yay for us. So, Lily, I just want to say thank you for joining us on today's episode. It was a pleasure having you up here.
Thank you so much for
Before we
having
let
me.
you, oh yeah, for sure. Hey, any friend that is friends with Kevin is a friend of ours, and I'm
right.
glad that I saw that you had liked his tweet where we had the episode with him. And when I saw you, I was just like, hey, let me slide in her DMs and invite her onto the podcast. So before I let you go, tell everybody in social media land where we can find you at.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Lily Lammers. And I think that's it for now. Maybe I'll make a YouTube or TikTok eventually.
Yep.
Get on that TikTok. It's a lot of fun. It's not what it's not, you know what they say it is.
Yeah.
I feel too old. I'm
Yeah.
not that old, but I
wish
already
I would have
feel
got
too
on
old.
it sooner.
Yeah, for real.
As
For
soon
real.
I was
as
just
you get
gonna
on it,
say-
you're gonna be like, "This is awesome." There's so much cool stuff on TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Lily, just pick a couple out other social medias just to market yourself.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's just exposure at the end of the day. Once people know what you're about, you know, put it out there.
Yeah, and if
Good
you
luck.
want to check, my website is lilylammers.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And now that you've been on the greatest podcast of all time, I mean, what else is there?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
right.
know.
And it's only
Critique
up
is
from here.
knocking.
Gotta go up from here. That's right.
And with that being said, thank you everybody for listening and watching this video. Before we go ahead and wrap this thing up, D, tell them where they can find you at in social media land.
That's gonna be rebellious _D23 at Instagram.com. We got a lady in the room, guys. I gotta keep it.
So you won't go scream this time.
No, I'm not gonna scream this time.
Get that battle cry.
That's right. I would, but Trav.
And for me, it's the Instagram at ZK Audio and Banks.
You can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can look me up on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. And make sure that you follow all of our Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks at Leveling Up Banks on all social media accounts. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're feeling generous and would love to donate to us, we have a Patreon at Leveling Up Banks. And for everybody that's watching this video, make sure that you like it. You hop in the comments, tell us what you thought of the episode. Hopefully it's always good things as always. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified whenever we have new content up. And make sure that you check out our podcast where we drop new episodes every Tuesday. The link will be in the comment. Thank you everybody for watching this video. Thank you everybody for listening. And we'll see you next week. As I always say, keep that pinky up. Peace. Trav, why didn't you put anything up?
Yeah, I always want to. Trav
You
didn't
wanna
feel he
know why?
wasn't feeling it.
You know why?
Why?
Why not?
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.